in Iowa, where Caitlin Clark became a phenomenon before our very eyes over the past couple of years. They are playing the Brazilian national team, the Indiana Fever, making their way to Iowa to take on the Brazilians. And guess what? It's sold out in 42 minutes.
Did you hear the news? Caitlin Clark just outsold another stadium and her opponents are losing their minds. Clark is going to play against the Brazilian national team at her home turf in Iowa, and her tickets have been selling out faster than Taylor Swift concerts. That's right, people. Her tickets for the Brazil matchup in Iowa were completely sold out in a span of 30 minutes. You heard that right, 30 minutes.
Caitlin Clark doesn't just move the needle, she is the needle. And if you need any more proof of that, the Indiana Fever exhibition game sold out in just about 30 minutes.
Many of her opponents were quick to call out Clark's popularity as just a phase before checking on Ticketmaster and going berserk. Let's be honest, the jealousy is real and the haters are absolutely losing it.
Exhibition game, preseason game against the Brazilian national team, which would be taking place in Iowa's Hawkeye Carver Arena.
And here's the interesting part. This matchup was supposed to be a preseason game, and we are already seeing a surge in Clark's popularity before the season begins. The meaning is clear. Caitlin Clark is running the game, and her tickets are in demand more than Taylor Swift's VIP passes.
I know some people out there said that the demand to see Caitlin Clark was not going to be what it was last year, right? That maybe she had lost some fans, this, and that, and the other. Here we go. Tickets for the Indiana Fever Game Carver Hawkeye Arena sold out in, oh, wait a minute, it's been updated. Half an hour on Thursday.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese and her Chicago Sky are also facing Brazil's national team in Chicago. The only problem? Angel's tickets are just sitting there, waiting to be purchased on Ticketmaster. That's correct. Angel's tickets are gathering dust instead of selling out, and she's not happy at all.
Caitlin Clark's game sold out 15,000 seats in just 36 minutes, while Angel Reese's tickets are still sitting unsold for just $29.
That's right. While Caitlin's popularity is crashing down on ticket sites, Angel is wondering why the heck people aren't buying her tickets. Maybe, just maybe, fans have realized that watching elite basketball is 100 times better than seeing a pretentious spectacle of a game filled with annoying drama and low IQ basketball.
The Chicago Sky is playing the Brazilian national team. Angel Reese is playing the very same team the Indiana Fever are playing. On Vivid Seats, there are tickets available for $36 right now. A lot of tickets for in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You get the point I'm trying to make.
That's right, even after offering dirt cheap tickets at 50, 40, and even $30, Angel Reese is furious as she's not coming close to selling half of what Caitlin has sold.
Now, if you're Iowa, those tickets sold out in under an hour. Here it says 40 minutes. I saw somewhere 42 minutes, but very, very quickly, let's just put it at that. Reseller, $568 to $2,010 per ticket. The Sky at LSU responded to me that if you sit next to the visitors locker room coming out, they're throwing racial slurs, blah, 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 and all this nonsense. And then, of course, she blocked me.
Can you believe this? I mean, let's talk about this for a moment. While Caitlin Clark is out there selling out every stadium, merchandise, and ticket to the highest bidder, Angel is struggling to peddle dirt cheap tickets. What happened to your Bayou Barbie persona, Angel? It can give you millions of followers on Instagram, but it can't help you sell $20 tickets?
Holy buckets. What about Sky Ticks? I think Angel Reese found a perfect way to tie herself into everything that's happening with Caitlin Clark.
This is mind-blowing, to be honest. Angel loudly proclaimed that she was a better draw than Caitlin Clark, but now that her ticket sales are performing miserably, Angel's running out of excuses.
They got tickets way down here, next to the court for $120. So clearly somebody's trying to publicly save Angel Reese's ass.
Caitlyn is arguably the hottest women's athlete right now, and she's not using PR stunts or anything over the top for publicity like Angel Reese. This speaks volumes about her overall mentality, that she's just getting famous purely based on her skill and nothing else. And if you have got the finesse like Caitlin Clark, honestly, what more do you need?
Tickets went on sale and sold out in about 42 minutes, I'm reading. How is that even possible? Listen, what we are experiencing right now is absolute. It's unreal. It's seriously
Not only Angel Reese, but also players like Asia Wilson are left scratching their heads as to why Clark is steamrolling the sales department and crushing every major team and influential player in terms of ticket revenue. The answer is simple: the Caitlin Clark effect.
That all-star week. I mean, come on now. This is Caitlin Clark. This is the Caitlin Clark effect.
You see, these WNBA players were consoling themselves by saying that Clark's rookie season was a one-time fluke, that they would be immune to the Caitlin Clark effect, but the reality is hitting them harder than a cargo truck, and the haters, they are completely losing it.
You either got it or you ain't got it, bruh. Look, motion. Caitlin Clark definitely got the motion. I should have did this at the football stadium. Again, 15K too small for Caitlin.
Clark's home turf in Iowa, the Carver Hawkeye Arena, is jam-packed with her supporters, and she's coming back in style to play in a sold-out stadium at home, while players like Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are skulking around, thinking of a new plan to salvage their dirt-cheap ticket sales. Let's be honest, Caitlin is the biggest draw in the history of the WNBA, and these players who want to compete with her in the sales department are completely delusional. When the exhibition tickets are selling out in half an hour, just imagine what records her season tickets would break.
And you know, Chiney Ogwumike said it best. Caitlin Clark doesn't just move the needle, she is the needle. As this is very exciting, very breaking news, and pretty crazy that it sold out in like just over 30 minutes, not even to the general public, kind of like her Wilson basketball selling out before it was announced to the general public.
Caitlin Clark is out here selling stadiums like Beatles in their prime, and her haters have been muttering jealous remarks. Let's be real, many analysts and experts had predicted this tsunami of fans for Caitlin Clark, as she had practically won all accolades and broken every record imaginable as a rookie.
2024 was the year of Caitlin Clark, and I think it's about time that we all crown her as the face of basketball. To talk about her leading Iowa to the national championship game, and then she became the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, and then went on to win Rookie of the Year. From there, you guys, she has won so many awards and broken so many records. It's actually become a meme at this point because it's just crazy. People are putting together graphics, and there's just so many things.
Even after all this, some people were adamant in claiming that Caitlin's influence was just hype and not reality. But now that her tickets are selling like hotcakes, her haters are burning in rage. And why not? Clark has been outperforming them in every avenue possible. Whether you talk about on-court performance or off-court notoriety, Caitlin is out there blazing every parameter and coming out as the undisputed champ of WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this.
Not only that, Caitlin has been crucial in generating an overwhelming chunk of WNBA revenue and bringing much needed sponsors, fans, and overall ratings to keep the league relevant. In fact, she has accounted for 45% of the WNBA's broadcast value with her team. And don't get me started on the merch sales, they are up by 500%.
We all know what she's done on the floor, it's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%.
But the only question is, what makes Clark stand out? Well, let me tell you, Clark is the human equivalent of a laser on steroids, with a singular focus on becoming the best out there. This might seem a simple thing, but when you compare her peers, it makes all the difference. Look at Angel Reese, for example, or even Asia Wilson, the MVP of the game. When Caitlin was sweating in the gym trying to sharpen her skills, Angel was busy doing podcasts, and Asia was more interested in giving interviews over real work.
Let me explain something to you, Miss Angel Reese.
You think you're a model. You might even think you're an actress. Who knows? You might think you're a singer too. You think you're a host of a decent podcast where if it wasn't for the fact that you played basketball, you wouldn't have one single guest come on your podcast because nobody would give two flying F's about it.
That's correct. Angel has been getting more clout as a podcaster and a makeup celebrity than from her actual job description as a professional athlete. This really questions her focus and dedication as a full-time WNBA player, and the fans see it too.
Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching out your head and wondering what the hell she's doing.
They see a wannabe model posing as an athlete in Angel, as opposed to a generational rookie in Caitlin Clark. This shift in perception can change a lot, especially how the public views the athlete, how sponsors react to a player's fame, and how a player sees themselves.
Even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does.
Ultimately, Clark has perfected the art of professionalism, whereas Angel Reese has a lot of work to do.
And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the most impactful women's basketball player we've seen in a generation. And it took a combination of things, both on and off the court. Off the court, attendance, viewership. On the court, breaking the single season scoring record or the all-time scoring record in college. But now you see her in the WNBA.
When her peers were distracted, Clark was working hard, and the results are in front of us. Caitlin has managed to beat her opponents in every aspect of the game. Now, Angel might be in the news for her goofy antics and non-stop drama, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Clark's moving the needle in real life.
So the Chicago Sky have announced that they are moving arenas for Indiana's home game. Well, Indiana's road game, but Chicago's home game. This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark have.
Caitlin has such an impact that opposing teams like Chicago Sky are forced to move stadiums because they are too small for a generational icon like Caitlin Clark. Can you believe this? Angel's team is moving arenas to accommodate Clark's fans. The irony here is super delicious.
How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie Night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We move Barbie Night to a 21,000 seat arena. Venue and date change. Our regular season games against the Chicago Sky are moving to the United Center.
That's correct. Angel's team is forced to switch stadiums from a 9,000 arena to a 21,000 seater stadium, only to accommodate Clark's superstardom and milk more profits in her name.
On the 26th of July has been moved. They literally changed a date. They changed the date of a game just so they could get it at the United Center. And y'all spoke, we listened, tickets go on sale March the 11th. And yeah, it is going to be, there is going to be, I'm not joking here, 60-70% Indiana Fever fans.
This is absolutely hilarious, because this is the same team that once claimed Angel is a bigger draw than Caitlin Clark. Not when it comes to ticket sales, apparently.
I'm not mad that all these teams are moving to bigger venues. Like, I think that it's great that more people do get to see the Indiana Fever, and that the WNBA does get to capitalize, the WNBA owners do get to capitalize on the explosive growth that Caitlin Clark has brought to the league.
That's right, WNBA should take advantage of a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest, there is no female athlete bigger than the Rookie of the Year right now, and it would be beneficial for them to accept this fact sooner than later. She is moving the needle, or rather, she is the needle.
Tickets going on sale, and we're gonna have a packed house, and it didn't take very long for us to realize that 15,000 plus seats sold out in 42 minutes. Such is the Caitlin Clark effect. And you know that the home faithful back in Iowa are going to be pumped up
Clark's recent ticket sales are a testament to her popularity and the show only getting started. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.